So while I couldn't get this video ready exactly for International Women's Day, I thought for Women's History Month I could talk about one DJ who I found somewhat recently and how far she's come since then. Before the pandemic officially started, my friend and I made a decision to go to Firefly 2020 Music Festival. This would have been my first time attending an actual festival with a bunch of different artists and camping locations and stuff like that, and I was really excited for it. So other artists included from Billie Eilish to Lil Dicky, Rage Against the Machine to RL Grime, Run the Jewels to Halsey, Tove Lo, Black Bear, Churches, Diplo, Illenium, Bleed, Blink 182. It was insane to me because of all of this. But of course, like what most follow through in 2020, it got canceled because of COVID. I still listen to the playlist that Firefly made on Spotify, and that's when one song from Whipped Cream played that I practically went nuts for, and that song was Blood.
Whipped cream.
Blood was like one of those songs that I always enjoyed listening to at random times of the day, and ones that I always feel are underrated. A somewhat slow vibe, purely instrumental song. At around age 14 or 15, I began to listen to a lot more instrumental music track and also just EDM in general, such as Deadmau5, Tiesto, Armin van Buuren, just to name literally a few, as the first few that I listened to. And while Deadmau5's style would be closer to how Blood was, something about how Whipped Cream made her music felt really good, and that's the best way to express that. By the time I found Blood, it was in a close style in relation to other tracks by DJs who are also women, such as Rez and Alice in Wonderland. But it's very important to note that Blood wasn't even the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Whipped Cream's music. Aside from other songs on the Firefly playlist, Ignorant and one of her highly popular tracks that features Lil Xan, Told Ya, I have to point out one remix she did that officially set me on the path of being a huge fan of hers, and that was her remix to Illenium's Lonely. From then on, it was so many good songs I can listen to over and over again, most specifically Suffocate and somewhat recently Light of Mine. I feel as though Whipped Cream is on one of the biggest upward trends that I think I could have ever seen or even feel from an artist. Not just with her EP that released on Big Beat, Who Is Whipped Cream. She has a playlist on her Spotify, Coffee with Caroline, with lots of songs just to get her vibe and see what songs she likes to listen to. Her song So Thick featuring Baby Goth was featured in the movie and soundtrack for Birds of Prey. Light of Mine was featured on R. Grimes' Halloween 10 mix. And she's even being represented in Rocket League with a flag of her logo and her newest song, Cry, which is in the game. Also a skin for the character Cassie in Paladins based completely on Whipped Cream, and just being a huge pioneer for women not just in EDM and DJing, but in the music industry as a whole. And I'm not stretching that in the slightest. You can see the powerhouse she is with her song Hold Up that features Big Freedia, More Kismet, and Unique, which deserves hella more listens than it has as of this recording. And one of the last reasons why I want to put Whipped Cream in this spotlight is tracking back to her place in the EDM and DJ world. Some of the main faces that might come to mind when you hear women DJs might be going back to Rez and Alice in Wonderland, could also include Nervo and even Cruella. And that's not even to mention some that probably don't have a big spotlight on them or get instantly recognized, such as Nina Kraviz and Toki Monster. Not just with the EDM scene, but especially in the music industry have women been on the sideline with recognition and their behind the scenes status. From early songwriters and composers such as Carrie Jacobs Bond, Anne Renault and Lynn Harden Armstrong, to the early performers like Ella Fitzgerald, and to current top performers like Doja Cat and Ariana Grande. Women have been hard at work making their placement in the music world for just around a century, if not more. And while they have been at work, a lot of darkness has also loomed over for many, such as the recent lawsuit with Britney Spears pushing to end her conservatorship, and cases of sexual misconduct and assault from male band members, managers, or anyone part of their team. Those who have came forward, such as Kesha, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, and Dua Lipa, have spoken about their encounters and are calling out the sexism that is in the music industry. Music is one of the very few things that speaks to and is something that everyone can relate to all across the world. And to belittle and harass people in it or of it is beyond cruel. Many women work hard to get even a footstep into the industry, and for all the work they've put into it over the many years, they shouldn't have to have these risks or be scrutinized just because they're women. And could help with not just empowering women, but also encouraging more women who want to work in the music industry. So bring in the future Megan Thee Stallions, Blackpinks, Snow the Products, Kalani's, Olivia Rodrigo's, all of them. Let them flourish and become the music sensations they continue to be, and empowerment and encouragement. And while this somewhat sidetracked from fully basing on whipped cream, she is still on a roll, and I don't see her slowing down anytime soon. So Carolyn, WC, or Miss Cream, whatever you like to or prefer to be called, if you somehow end up seeing this, keep being amazing and powerhousing your awesome music throughout your career. I'll be a whipped cream fan as long as I live. I can't really show the full shirt, but thank you.